In a quiet home filled with tiny footsteps and gentle laughter, a mother sits on the floor, surrounded by scattered flashcards, picture books, and crayons. The sun filters through the curtains, bathing the room in soft gold. Her little one, barely 5, leans against her, his eyes bright but restless. She sighs. She's been trying to teach all morning, letters, numbers, shapes, but he seems more interested in his toy car than in her beautifully laminated cards. At that moment, she wonders, maybe I'm not doing this right. She remembers all the videos she's seen online, how to teach your child to read in a week, Montessori hacks every mom should know. She's tried them all. Still, her child loses focus, and her voice grows firm. What began as a fun morning turns into frustration. But as she puts away the materials, something inside her whispers, slow down. Because this little boy with a curious mind, was never meant to be taught like a school subject. He was meant to be guided like a seed, nurtured like a heart. That evening, after her son drifts off to sleep, she scrolls through her notes from a parenting class she once joined. One sentence catches her attention. Your home is your child's first classroom, and you are the first teacher, not by profession, but by love. The words sink deep. She smiles faintly, remembering how Allah taught even the angels what they did not know. And He taught Adam the names, all of them. Surah Al-Baqarah, 231. It hits her heart. Teaching begins not with a curriculum, but with connection. Not with perfection, but with presence. The next morning feels different. She sits with her child again, but this time, not with flashcards. With cookies. They bake together. She lets him pour the flour and count the spoons of sugar. Let's count together, she says, softly. 1, 2, 3. He giggles when a little flour spills. She doesn't scold him. She laughs too. Because now, she's learning that teaching happens in the rhythm of real life. In moments shared, in stories told, in dua whispered between tasks. The days unfold differently now. She teaches letters from the Qur'an. Ba, like Bismillah. She teaches numbers while setting the table. Let's put 2 spoons for us, and 1 for Daddy. She teaches colors while folding laundry. Which one is your favorite, blue or white? Every day becomes a classroom, and every moment a lesson. But the most powerful lessons come not from her mouth, but from her behavior. When she makes wudu with care, he imitates her. When she thanks Allah before eating, he whispers too, Alhamdulillah. When she controls her temper, he learns that calm is strength. Without a textbook, she's teaching him akhlaq. Without a schedule, she's teaching him tawheed. Without tests, she's nurturing his heart. One afternoon, as they read from a small Qur'an together, he suddenly asks, Mama, who taught you all this? She smiles, her eyes glistening. Allah taught me, my love. And He's teaching you too. He nods, satisfied, and returns to tracing letters with his little finger. That moment, quiet, tender, unseen, feels more precious than any certificate or achievement. Because she realizes, the best teaching doesn't happen through pressure. It happens through presence. Sometimes, her old habits return. She compares herself to other moms, the ones with perfect routines and printed planners. She feels behind. But then she remembers, every home has its rhythm. Every child has their pace. And Allah, the Most Wise, has already written every stage in perfect timing. So she whispers a dua. O Allah, make me among those who teach with mercy, who guide with gentleness, and who plant seeds that bloom for your sake. And peace settles in her heart. The home is no longer a battlefield of lessons and corrections. It's a sanctuary of learning. Books lie open beside toys. Qur'an recitations echo in the background. A soft fragrance of Barakah fills the air. Because now, she knows the secret. You don't teach your child for the world. You teach them toward Jannah. You don't prepare them just to read words. You prepare them to read life, with a believing heart. You don't fill their mind with facts. You fill their soul with Iman. And one day, as the years pass, that little boy will grow into a kind young man who helps his siblings, respects his elders, and prays on time. He may not remember the flashcards or the worksheets, but he'll remember the calm tone of his mother's voice when she explained patience. He'll remember how she smiled when he made mistakes. He'll remember that learning at home felt safe. That is what lasts. And perhaps, one day, that mother will look back and realize she never needed the fanciest homeschool materials. All she needed was tawakkul and tenderness. Because the best way to teach your child at home is to teach from the heart. To invite Allah into your daily rhythm. To model the love of learning through your own actions. To fill your home not just with books, but with dua. That's when your home becomes a school of barakah. A space where angels feel welcomed. A place where knowledge flows, not just through minds, but through hearts. And that, dear mama, is the most beautiful classroom of all.